This video is brought to you by Factory Direct Trains. Visit factorydirecttrains.com and check out their wide selection of model railroading products and supplies. Hey everybody, it's Jimmy from the DIY and Digital, and today we're stripping my old layout for parts. Welcome back everybody. First of all, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you are eligible for the 5,000 subscriber contest sponsored by Factory Direct Trains. I'm giving away an N-scale locomotive and an HO scale locomotive, and you do have to subscribe to be eligible. Okay, so originally I was going to move my old layout here, and you can see I did bring the sections of it here, but a couple things happened. One, I realized I did not have space for the old layout in the garage, which is where this layout is going to be. And two, one of the sections, the mountain section, actually suffered some catastrophic damage. I have been stripping that section, and today I'm going to show you how I strip a section of the layout. And what we're going to do here is, because I have Kato Unitrack, I'm hoping that I'll be able to salvage all of this track. I'm hoping that I can really get some of the turnouts. It really shouldn't be that difficult, but I'm going to show you guys how I do that. You guys know I love DIY and try to save money wherever I can, and Kato Unitrack is fantastic, but it's also a little bit on the expensive side. So any track that I can remove and reuse, I'm definitely going to do that. So let's go ahead and get started, and here are some of the supplies that I will be using. Okay, so we are going to begin with this little section right here. Now you may be thinking that's pretty random, but this is actually a section of track that I have loose. So what we're going to do first of all is we are going to just disconnect and remove this section of track. Now I don't want to touch the turnouts just yet, so I'm going to go this direction right here. And I'm going to first just try and work a section of the track out. As you can see, it actually comes up fairly easily. And just be very, very gentle. And you can see, voila, got one section out. And I might just be able to, yep, so that section's pretty clear. It's got a little bit of a hole in it from the infrared sensor, but that section's good to go. Let's go on and move to this section. This section might be a little bit more difficult. So let's go ahead and try and begin working this. We're gonna start off by scraping a little bit. We're gonna take our pry bar here, and we're gonna work our way underneath it. You can see I've got it loose now. I'm gonna start brushing everything away. I'm gonna dig into the foam. You wanna dig into the foam and use the foam as much as possible as padding in between the force of the pry bar and the track itself. And you can see I've got this section up. We're gonna try to slowly work it. And voila. And there is another section of good track. I want to clean a little bit of the latex caulk that I used to glue off of it, but there's another section. Now you can see with this section we did lose the connections, but they're both right here. So we're going to go ahead and try to work this section out. We're going to clamp them together so that we don't lose it. Clean a little bit, and I've clamped these together just so that I do not lose. And you can already see they've hooked back together. But I'm going to go ahead and stick that down there, and we're going to keep on working around the layout. So as you can see, this is connected right here and runs down, and these are actually things that Kato make right here to replace the joiners. And this is connected to a terminal strip underneath the layout, so I'm gonna have to leave this alone for a little bit. complicated switch portion of the layout. So we're gonna go ahead and start working on these, and I'm gonna try to chip away as much as I can. Before I really begin work on it, because when the individual switches are there, it's easier, but when they're all together, I want to make sure it's as easy as possible, and I have to put the minimum amount of force possible on these turnouts, because one slight miscalculation or a little bit too much force exerted and I bend the turnout beyond use. So we're going to scrape off as much as we can along the sides, being very careful around the actual throws. All right, I think we're ready to remove these 3 turnouts. All right, let's get this show on the road. We're gonna start over here with this individual one. I'm just gonna work very gently, be mindful that the control wire is right there. It's very easy to spot the control wire, by the way. There's a little gap where you can be able to thread it out if you're doing a temporary layout. It looks like that one's not gonna put much of a fight. Okay, so when we pulled this one out, we did have the rail joiner stay connected to the other turnout. So now we have to be extra careful so that we don't have to buy any more rail joiners. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start chipping more away. And you can see all of our prep work means that these come up very easily. We're gonna very gently remove this. And then a cool trick you can do is you just clip them back to that. And then they're just together like that. You can see we still have some wire, not much, but. And now all we gotta do is remove the last one right here, which should be easy. I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna go in the middle. And that popped right out right there. So that's pretty much this side of the layout. Okay, so we have the yard section left. It's literally the only section of track that we have to remove. Now what's different about the yard is I actually built up the road bed to make it level, so I've got a lot to dig through. So this is gonna take a little bit of work, and I might lose some pieces of track on this. So we're gonna start from here, and we're gonna work all the way here, and then we're gonna work from here in. Okay, let me show you why you need to be careful when you're doing this, because I actually just messed up a piece of track. So the pry bar, you really want to be able to dig, because when you don't dig, sometimes it comes up. And as you can see, I have bent this piece of track and it's going to be unusable in the next layout. So that, and I lost another piece over here to just being soldered in place, and I couldn't get it unhooked. So that's 2 pieces so far that I've lost out of this, and that's not really that bad, but still make sure you dig your pry bar deep into the foam before you start lifting up, because it can shoot out and bend your rails if you have them in close proximity. All right, one free. Really gotta dig into this. It's really a balance of brute force and finesse. They're not warping. You've got a breakthrough. And there we go. And if I remember correctly, this one still has its wires all connected. Yes, it does. Ooh, that actually popped out really nicely. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull as many of these trees out as I can, save as many as I can, because as we all know, trees are expensive as well. One of the things I'm going to try and save here is at least one of these crossing signals. See if I can pull that out of there. All right, got one of those. This one's actually broken to move, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. The signals are really thinly wired and I'm gonna break them if I try. So they're really expensive, I'm not gonna worry about them. But that is demo. All right, so I have removed all of the track on this layout and I managed to save all but 3 pieces on this layout section. And the other section of the layout was even easier. So what we have here is we have a great starting point for the new layout. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe so that you're eligible for that 5,000 subscriber contest. So until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Happy railroading.